Welcome back to the morning show here on Arise News. Before we get to the newspapers, let's briefly go back to political developments in Osun State. We have this morning considerably dealt with the outcome of the Osun APC governorship primaries, including some expert opinion from Professor Abiodun Adeniyi. However, at this point, we're being joined from Osogbo, the state capital, by the man on ground, Arise correspondent Tokunbo Oyetunji. Togs, good morning. Hope you can hear us.
Adifemi, good morning. I can hear you loud and clear.
Wonderful. Well, give us the latest.
Thank you very much for joining us here.
Lovely. Give us the latest. It does seem as though, I don't want to say calm is restored, but it does seem as though it is another bright and early Saturday in Osun State. So in the aftermath of the APC primary, please do give us the latest.
You're right. It's very calm and bright here in Osogbo. You can see from the road, people are moving about their normal businesses after the exercise. Of course, you're already aware that the incumbent governor, Mr. Oyetola, has been declared winner of the exercise by the Osun Congress electoral panel led by Kwara Governor Abdulrahman Abdulrazak, who declared in the early hours of this morning that Mr. Oyetola scored a total of 222,169 votes out of the total 235,550 total votes cast and total valid votes. That's the same number of valid votes and the same number of total votes cast, so meaning that there was no vote that was nullified. So against let me put it down, against the expectations of many that the exercise may actually be marred by violence because of the heated build-up to the exercise. It went calmly, it went peacefully, and now the winner is known. And I can tell you that immediately after that result was announced by the electoral panel, Mr. Oyetola actually gave an acceptance speech where he actually accepted victory and urged everybody in the party, including those who contested against him and those in the opposition, that's in the same inter-party opposition now, to actually come together so they can all work together and present a common front going forward into the election that is coming on July 16. If we can just take a listen to what Mr. Governor Oyetola said during the acceptance speech that was given about 2.5 hours ago.
On this historic occasion of the peaceful conclusion of the primary election and my emergence as the candidate of a great party, the All Progressives Congress, APC in Osun, I give glory to Almighty God for making it possible. Once again, our great party has spoken as a beacon of democracy and strong and united channel of development. With the outcome of today's contest, we have jointly made a resolve to continue to redefine governance and re-entrench sustainable democracy. Today's victory is made possible by the members of our great party who gave us another opportunity to face the people of Osun to seek re-election. The outcome of this primary election victory for our party and members who have spoken loudly through their votes. It is victory for our people who troop out in large number during a strategic tour of the state to inform them of our intention to seek a second term. It is a restatement of their confidence in our development agenda, which hope delivered in 2018 and promise sealed in 2022. It is evidence of their belief in sustainable development, which we brought into governance and preached every inch of the way. I thank you all, our party members, for your constant support and especially for speaking eloquently today with your massive votes in favor of our administration, restoration, and conciliation agenda. For me, we're all winners. I therefore extend my hand of fellowship to the other aspirants to join me as we prepare for the July election. Well, brothers, let us join hands to build the Osun of our dream. Let us close ranks and eschew bitterness in whatever form. Therefore, may I use this opportunity to also ask our aggrieved members to have a rethink and join hands with us to further strengthen our party and deliver outstanding results at the gubernatorial polls.
All righty.
All right. Tokumo, please can you explain further to us what's the reaction like? We've heard the governor, but then on the camp of the Aregbesolah's candidate, and in fact, from Aregbesola himself, the minister, what are we hearing from their side? Of course, how they went into this primary election, with fire and brimstone kind of atmosphere. So what are they saying? Have they accepted or have they formally rejected the result? And also, can you confirm the viral video clip that is suggesting that there is violence or there was violence last night in Ede and some part of Osun State?
Let me start, Steve. Thank you very much. Let me start from the last point you raised about violence. We don't have any report of such either in Ede or any other part of the state. In fact, when the returning officers from each of the local governments were giving their reports yesterday, the only place where we had where there was a report of something very close to violence, was in Iwo, in one of the wards in Iwo, where the returning officer actually told the panel that the result of election there was cancelled because there was an attempt by some hoodlums to invade the center, and because they felt it may not be safe for them to continue, for the officials there to continue carrying out the exercise. They couldn't continue, so they declared that the election did not hold in that place. Apart from there, we've not had a report of any violence whatsoever from any part of the state. In fact, we actually caught up with the police commissioner yesterday, where he was moving about monitoring the situation, and we spoke with him about what the situation was, and he said no, that there had not been any report given to that. But this was in the afternoon yesterday, though, that he had not received any report of any untoward situation anywhere from the state. And I can tell you, Steve, that from what we saw at some of the polling units that we visited, there was a huge deployment of police personnel. In fact, at one of the centers, I counted not less than 26 uniformed personnel, apart from plainclothes men and other security personnel of other security agencies that were equally patrolling. So the police commissioner said because of that, they were sure that they had every part of the state under cover because of the heated situation because of the heat that the build-up to this exercise generated. So we do not have any such report. Based on the other question about what the other contestants, how they are reacting, we've not had any formal reaction from either the former Deputy Speaker of the Nigeria House of Representatives, that's talking about Mr. Lasso Yusuf, who we actually made an attempt to speak with yesterday after visiting his community where he voted, and he said as at that particular time he wasn't ready to actually speak with journalists. We hope he's going to actually make a pronouncement on this exercise later. Even Mr. Moshood Adeoti, who is the other contestant who actually came second based on the result declared by the panel yesterday, he hasn't formally made any reaction to this development. But talking about the Minister of Interior, Mr. Rauf Aregbesola, there was a statement released by his media aide, Shola Fasure, yesterday evening, where he actually raised some issues about the exercise issues of names of some of their supporters disappearing from the voter register, some other issues like that. If you just permit me, I'll take one or two lines from that press statement. He said, "We have also received the report of how accreditation was not done at all in many wards and how people without the party identification just participated and queued behind the governor in many polling units." But despite all these issues that they raised, they actually appealed to their members to stay calm and remain very peaceful and not take laws into their hands, because according to them, they will be exploring every legal means to actually ensure that they redress whatever issues that they might have observed as not being proper in the conduct of this exercise. So far, we'll still be on them. That's why we're still on ground here to see how formally they are going to be reacting and how they are going to be reacting to the tone of reconciliation by Mr. Governor, who is now the candidate of the party, according to the result declared just this morning for the July 16 governorship election in the States.
Well, Tokunbo, thank you so much for bringing us up to speed, and stay safe.